even look in your direction. But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do.
The only way to have healthy relationships is to have a realistic expectation of what it means to be human, which means you can't meet my needs 100% of the time. You are going to have things that you do that drive me crazy. There are going to be things that I do that drive you crazy. It's the concept of, can we accept what it is to be normal as a human being?
And I want to add that you're not my source of life and I'm not your source of life. That doesn't mean that we're not streams passing into each other's lives, bettering it, but you're not where I get my source of my worth, my value. And that's necessary at the core of this.
I taught my sons, when a woman is coming, you see a woman walking, open the door for her. If there are not any seats left in the room, get up and give her your seat. If a woman is carrying her bags, carry her bags for her. You always respect a woman. Always.
All women?
All women.
Why?
That's what they should be doing. At the end of the day, God is not going to hold us responsible for how people treat us, but he will hold us responsible for how we treat them. So if a woman is being disrespectful or anything like that, you know what happens? If he reacts to that, that's him. He's going down. There are so many people that are in jail now because they couldn't walk away. And the more you walk away, the easier it'll get. I tell my kids all the time, I don't care how irate or disrespectful she get, walk away.
There really is a gap between having preferences and demanding things without contributing. And I think once modern women start to understand this, then maybe they'll start to get a good man.
And then social media, there's literally men out here who like to use social media as a gauge of how to perceive you before actually taking you out. I had a man literally tell me from a dating app, he wanted to get my social media because he said that's a sense of getting to know how you carry yourself as a woman. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, they do. I'm confused on what you're confused about. How most people carry themselves online is very similar to how they carry themselves in real life. So why wouldn't you want to know that before you're wasting your time and, in his case, money? If you don't like your digital footprint, babe, just say that. Just say that. Big thing to clock for my ladies that like to do dating content. Why would a man want to go out with you if he knows that afterwards you're going to post a vlog about it on your social media for thousands of people to watch and possibly laugh at them? It's not very appealing to the men, or anyone for that matter. In case you're like this woman and you didn't know before, let me tell you now, yes, they're going to ask for your social media. And if you don't like what it looks like, change it.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. I mean, I know guys say, well, I don't want to be rejected. And that a lot of that is true when talking about approaching people, approaching women. But a lot of times it's a backlash that you're going to give the guy because you're emotionally stunted.
Do either one of y'all, kind of circling back to the topic a little bit, do either one of y'all feel like y'all have ever had to leave a great guy? Ooh. Like he was actually really a good man, but you just knew he wasn't the man for you?
But this one guy in particular, he just had beautiful energy, and he was so fine, so chocolate, tall, successful, a musician. He was great, but yeah, I just didn't see it. I didn't feel like we had enough banter. I don't know. Like, that's so important to me. I want to laugh, all day with my boo. Like, I feel like people try to make me feel like these things can't
coexist. Me personally, I feel like we can have whatever we want in this life. If you want somebody that's funny, don't be with no niggas that can't make you laugh.
Like, I think the one situation I was in where I felt like I left a good man, because that's really what it was. Like, I felt like I couldn't laugh with him. And it's crazy because I even think when I dated the Capricorn guy, I dated him for a very long time on and off, but I kept trying to make it something it wasn't. One thing I realized is history and time don't mean shit. Honestly, I do like when I think about the one man that I really, really loved, like in my younger years, he was so funny. Even now, like my partner, it's hilarious. All we do is laugh. And I'm like, this is my love language.
Yeah.
I mean, I know guys say, well, I don't want to be rejected. And that a lot of that is true. When talking about approaching people, approaching women. But a lot of times it's a backlash that you're going to give the guy because you're emotionally stunted.
You know, I'm sick of seeing girls and stuff being on TikTok being like, oh, he was insecure. Like, he was just insecure. And, you know, his relationship just didn't work out. Oh, he was insecure? So he didn't when you go out partying late at night without him at a frat with a bunch of drunk guys that want to sleep with you, with your hoe friends that do sleep around with guys and cheat? Oh, I'm sorry. He was insecure. Like, dude, it's trust. If you really loved him, you wouldn't want to go do those things. Like, when I love a girl, let's say I want to go do something, and she's like, that makes me uncomfortable. Because I love her, I don't sit here and go, oh, you're insecure, or you're being controlling. I do what's to make it better. What's more important, that frat party or your boyfriend? Because I guarantee you, he's not insecure. He just loves you and doesn't trust you around men because he is a man and he knows exactly how men are. And men will sleep with anything they can nowadays. They take one sip of alcohol and they sleep with a couch. Anyways.
People choosing quantity over quality in relationships today.
I don't think people are choosing. I think people are terrified. It's a hookup culture. And I think that is to the detriment, especially to the woman, to allow several different men to run up inside her. You have to have leadership. So if you don't have leadership, I don't think you should expect submission. You should be the one submitting. I think leadership is the ability to know where you're going. There's a destination that you're trying to get to. Femininity and masculinity are not genders. They are energies. So if you have 150,000 plus 100,000, you have $250,000 that you have bringing into the house. Just because she works doesn't mean he's less masculine, because some women want to work. And just because she works doesn't mean she's more masculine. I think that marriage is only valuable if God is in it. Otherwise, no. I think there's no value.
A lot of men will chase, a lot of men will pay, a lot of men will plan and still get nothing back in return. And when they get done chasing, when they get done messing around and playing games, then you be mad at them because you was acting stupid.
If you're a man that is lucky enough to have a woman that gives you her time, energy, feminine essence, whatever the case might be, because you're lucky, let's face it, you're lucky. So I don't care if you've been together for 1 month, 2 months, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, take the woman on a date. Take her on a date, plan it, get her some new clothes. If she tells you she's got nothing to wear, let her fill up an online cart, take her shopping, get her to feel beautiful, take her somewhere, just spoil her, because if you put that energy into that woman, you will get it radiated back to you 1,000,000 times more. I promise you. Do it.
I'm sure what modern women are thinking that men are supposed to do. If you tell a man you don't need him, if you tell a man he's not important, if you tell a man that he's a loser and he's a sissy and he's gay and all that stuff, why do you think that he would continue to hang around you?
What? You need to pull her foot? If you can, you want to lift? I don't know what to do. One more. 1, 2. Brandon? What? Brandon, Jesus Christ.
That man knew by the first step that he was in it alone. He was carrying all of the weight. And that is a man that even when life is crushing down on him, or literally a fridge, he will figure it out, and his wife will be left asking, where the heck are you? Where have you been? Where are you?
I hear women say this to me all the time. Men don't commit. And I said, has he even decided? Because there are different steps. Women jump to commitment very quickly. Men, not as quickly. And let me ask you, what's the difference between deciding and committing to you?
I feel like decide is I know which direction I want to go in. Commitment is I want to stay in that direction for a long period of time.
Yes. You just added that with exactly what it is. A commitment takes it into the future. Decision is the moment, and that moment can change, which is why so many people make a decision legitimately and don't follow through. That's why you need to take action immediately that commits you to follow through, meaning book the meeting, enroll in the class, call the person and set it up, organize so you can have that conversation you haven't wanted to have, and put it on the calendar so that there's momentum going out of it. But then deciding is really rough. Committing is not that rough. It's just creating enough compelling reasons to follow through, even though it might be tough right now.
A lot of these men approaching now are the ones that don't really care about rejection. Those are the creeps that you guys are talking about. Not all the guys, but there are a lot of men out there that are approaching that really don't care nothing about your feelings, right? I don't really care about rejection. I don't care about much else either. I don't really even care about you. I'm just trying to get the...
Here thinking about how I went to singles night at church and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even, I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes and sizes, literally African-American women, like a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like this, just sitting here thinking about how I went to experiment. Like this has to be like assimilation, or is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like I'm confused and I'm like low key, like nervous, like for us. Well, shit for myself, y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, never mind.
Hey Queen, so a lot of men that play this like to have their friends with them, so that's probably the only day off that all the friends were off at the same time. And 6 p.m. is still pretty early, so he's probably deep into like a 4-hour campaign. Yes, they can take that long. He's probably in one of his guy friends' basement, because let's be real here, there's not as many women that play this. He's probably half-elf barbarian right now. And you don't have to worry, he's rolling dice and fighting imaginary dragons. So unless you're jealous and worried about those fantasy elves, you're probably good. This is a great time to do your self-care and worry about yourself right now. It's gonna be a bit. If you're with a man that plays this, you probably don't have to worry about him cheating on you, because he's gonna spend so much time playing D&D, he won't even have time to think about that. And if you're really supportive of him with this, because a lot of women aren't, so that puts you ahead of all of his exes and anyone else he's dated.
You see men finally starting to walk away in mass and disappear from approaching, from courting, from pursuing. It's probably because your risk, your cost benefit has shifted too far away from it being worth it. A lot of men like to say the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
They regret leaving you. Not only did they say that they regret leaving you, like these were the words that came out their mouth. I regret leaving you. Not only did they say this, but they also said to whoever they were communicating with, I hurt the wrong person. I hurt the wrong person. Now, nobody ever deserves to be hurt. Nobody ever deserves to be hurt. But the fact that somebody is saying, I hurt the wrong person, signifies that they know you are a child of God. They know that what you went through and what they participated in and what they allowed to happen because they left you, they know that you did not deserve that. This is not somebody who is just regretting leaving you because they found out you're a child of God, or they regret leaving you because you are anointed, because you are blessed. No, this is someone who regrets everything because they know that you are a good person. They know you didn't deserve it. They are authentically and genuinely sorry for what they did.
thing that these modern women like to do is they like to, kind of pathologize your arguments. Therapists speak. If y'all get into a disagreement, then all of a sudden you get an instant clinical diagnosis. He's a narcissist. He's all of these other, big words when they're really just avoiding accountability.
A good man will put up with a lot, but there are some things he should never tolerate. A man that values himself, that has standards, and I'm not talking about ego, I'm talking about standards. Number one, inconsistency. She's hot and she's cold. One day she's feeling you, y'all are in this great relationship. The next day she's distant and don't want to be bothered. That creates confusion and toxicity, and confusion kills connection. Number two, lack of appreciation. You make effort, you give her attention, and you're consistent. It goes unmatched, but the worst part is expected, and that will drain you over time. Number three, no accountability. Everything is your fault. She has no reflection. She has no ownership, and you cannot grow in that state. Number four, your kindness is taken for granted. She's real nice and into you when she wants something, wants your money, or wants your help. But she doesn't pour back into you at all. That's not a relationship. That's a transaction. Number five, disrespect disguised as an attitude. She rolls her eyes all the time. She talks over you. She always makes sarcastic remarks, whether that is in public or when y'all are together. You will feel that in your subconscious over time, and that chips away at your respect. If you tolerate any of these things, it teaches a woman to continue. And that is a hard no, because over time, these are the things that causes a man to lose himself.
These modern women continue to go online. They go to therapy and they learn some new search terms or some new buzzwords, and then they start trying to apply that to you, whether in a relationship or an argument or whatever it might be. Oh, you're this type of person, and be dead wrong. They be so, oh, my gut is just telling me. Your gut is twisted. You're wrong.
Don't test a man's patience and then play victim when he finally reacts. You can't poke him, you can't push him, and you cannot cross the lines and then act shocked when he finally changes his tone or his attitude. A man can honestly be the most patient, understanding person that you've ever met. He can forgive, he can hold his tongue, and he can try to be gentle. He really can. But his patience has a limit. His kindness has a limit. And if you push him to that limit, you will meet a version of him that you are going to wish that you've never met. But you got him there. It's not because he's evil. It's because he is done with your attitude and being poked and pushed. When a man finally reaches his limit, he doesn't negotiate anymore. He will show you his boundary and he will enforce it with no hesitation and no softness or kindness because, sorry, you don't earn it at this point now. The trigger is almost always the same. Disrespect. And remember this, respect is oxygen to a man. You can argue, you can disagree. That is just being human. That's normal. And you can have a bad day and be emotional. It's okay. But if you embarrass him, if you mock him, if you talk to him crazy, if you have these power games, and if you make him feel small, you're just lighting a fuse. So get ready when it finally goes off.
Are born and stay loving women. They love us. They need us. And they're not trying to not need us. Now there's some groups way over the edge now of men trying to not need women. But it's because they've had the same kind of frustration in getting what they need from us. But normal, ordinary, born loving women, born wanting to protect women, born wanting to provide for women. But it goes awry because they protect us the way they see that we need to be protected. And that can make us really angry. I can do that myself, right? So we have a reaction to what they perceive needs to be protected about us, which is another thing to align on in a marriage. Honey, this is what I need to be protected from. Mostly we need to be protected from ourselves. from the critical voice in our own heads that pipes up whenever he doesn't act the way we expect him to. Well, that's because he doesn't love you, and he doesn't love you because you're too this. You're not enough that. Right? So we need to be protected from that. So
I'm getting pulled over on the side of the road, right? And he doesn't know how.
I can call somebody. I'm paying for it. Don't worry about my bread. I'm not getting my clothes dirty. I'm going to pay somebody.
That's you.
That can make me less of a man because I'm going to throw my hands when I try to touch you. You compare my manhood to a tire? I'm not traditional, but y'all want a man to milk the cow and out here.
Feminine energy, true feminine energy is cyclical. It is going through emotional, mental, and social ups and downs throughout your cycle that should be synced to the moon, right? Men go through more of like a sun cycle. And I'm not saying this in like an astrology or like spiritual like BS way. I'm literally stating facts. Women go through a cycle that affects our hormones, our neurotransmitters, the way like we perceive the world and interact with the world is different than men for this very reason, right? There are people who exist who are smart. There are people who exist who aren't. There are people who exist who are physically strong and fit. There are people who exist who aren't, right? There are people who are shy. There are people who are outgoing. This doesn't have to do with your gender. These are all your own individual unique traits. The differences between the gender, like the true nature of masculinity and femininity, is this contrast in like ups and downs versus stability. And I'm literally stating the facts, right? Like there are all these people online telling you like, oh, this is true feminine energy. This is true masculine energy. Like all of that is BS. All of that is BS. The only like the biological difference that we have is like a day cycle versus a 28-day cycle. And embracing that is how you truly are feminine or how you truly are masculine.
I did the no contact journal. What's that? Where you like just everything you want to say to him, you don't say, you write it down. Seriously? So I reread that recently and I saw my stages of grief and it was insane. Really? Yes.
Okay, so why did you do that? Because before would you just be begging for them back or something, or what?
Typically, or I'd show up at their house.
Oh yeah, girl.
Yeah.
We've all done.
Hello. Why don't you want me? Hello. It's me.
You want to block me?
I'll show up.
If you and I are in a relationship,
facts,
and our plan is to get married, which is cleaving.
Yeah.
Listen, cleaving is this, babe. We locked in.
Yeah.
I need you solid.
Yeah.
And you need me solid.
Yes.
And we're human.
Yes.
And you can call it insecure if you want.
I was just about to
But
go there.
I call it mature. It's emotional intelligence to understand that I'm marrying a man, not a robot. And if my man has certain things that he wants to be reassured about, doesn't make him insecure, it makes him vulnerable. And if we want a vulnerable man, we have to cater, facilitate, and love and nurture the vulnerability, not emasculate, put down, and make him feel like he's wrong in those moments. Because let me tell you, I may not do it at your caliber because I'm not really a woman who will like call all the time or really ask too many questions. Because I don't like honesty. I like transparency. Let me explain the difference. Honesty is I ask you, hey babe, who were you at dinner with?
Yeah.
And you tell me the truth. That means you're being honest.
Yeah.
Transparency is, hey baby, I got dinner at 7 with James, Nathan, and his assistant, Sarah's gonna be there.
And that's,
And that's transparency. So now guess what? You were forthcoming. Yep. You told me what it was.
Yep.
And so now I trust it. Now I'm not calling unless I really want to text and say I love you. I would do something like that, or miss you, or hope dinner's going good. But now you set it out. I know what's going on. And then you add, and baby, I would love for you to come if you want to.
Facts.
Pick a woman that wants to have sex with you. Stop begging a woman to have sex with you. Stop. Why do you have to beg a woman? You don't have to beg a woman to have sex with you. When you are a king and you're ready to settle down and you're ready to find your queen and you're ready, pick a woman that wants to have sex with you, that wants to impress you, that wants you in her, that wants you inside her. When a woman wants you inside her, when a woman is yearning for you, when a woman wants you close, when a woman wants to connect with you, flesh to flesh, that is the true way. That is the true signal, that she really, really loves you.
You're not unmotivated. You're using a male nervous system strategy on a female body. For most of human history, men were hunters. Their biology evolved through adrenaline, urgency, and short bursts of high stress. Women were attuners, nurturers, not because we were weaker, but because our nervous system developed differently. Women have a more sensitive stress response. Now fast forward to today, women are performing, achieving, leading, juggling the home, the career, the emotional labor, the expectations, all while trying to stay fit, look good, and keep up. And we're still expected to push the same way men do. So when a woman can't keep up with the grind or fall behind even for one day, she feels shame. She blames herself, calls herself inconsistent or lazy, when really her nervous system is saying, the pressure isn't how I thrive. Because a woman's nervous system doesn't rise through urgency and force. It rises through regulation, pacing, safety, connection, creativity, and consistency. So you're not failing. Your body is just rejecting a lifestyle it wasn't designed for. And once a woman honors the way her biology actually works, her energy rises, her confidence rises, and her whole life rises with her.
Another thing that girls don't seem to understand is that a man know that you've had another man. They don't want to know that though. Don't let them find out. Don't let another hit your phone. Don't let another remind nothing. No, come back, nothing. He's going to lose his. Yes, he know you've had a boyfriend before him. He don't want to know that though. That's what makes not want to with y'all no more. Y'all be thinking, oh, it was in the past. Yeah, but now it's in y'all face, and now it's reminding him that you was his. Now it's like he fighting for his all over again. Y'all understand? It's deeper with a man. It'd be more embarrassing. They headspace be somewhere else. They think different, bro. So it's different. Like with us, we know our man that had another girl. In our eyes, he our man now. You know? But it's different when they take different, bro. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all, if you get it, you get it.
Masculine men naturally fall for feminine women. So if you're not all the way feminine, if you're still fighting that, you need to find your feminine energy. And you definitely to create a feminine world, because that's what attracts masculine men. Do you understand? You just bought yourself roses? Wonderful. So if they see you buying yourself roses, they're not going to feel stupid for buying you roses if you buy yourself roses. If they see fresh roses on your counter every week, they're not going to feel stupid buying them. They're going to feel like they're contributing to what you like. They're not going to feel corny or like a simp, because in your world, men and yourself and anybody who deserves to be in your world brings flowers. Do you understand? You're going to start dressing really nice so he can start dressing really nice, because in your world, people don't wear that crap that he got on, or they don't wear basketball shorts and t-shirts in your world. They just don't. Right? That doesn't fit the script. You see? So keep yourself dressed up and dressed cute, so that if he wants to be considered part of your world, he has to dress the part. And you'll see him start to try to fit into your world. Remember that. And once you get him in, girl, once you get him into your world, that's when they start to fall. They got to be all the way in your world.
Women goes viral for saying men are no longer persuasive with women. They ask you out on a date, you say no, that's it.
I mean, that's good.
I hear you.
I guess they want they want to feel wanted.
But that was the problem before, when we was being over persistent. Just constantly hounding, hey, let me get your number. Hey, what's your name? Or see you in passing on numerous times, and
so
just
now
keep
they're
going.
Respecting it.
And that's a problem, which proves to the statement that you women do not know what you want.
Men don't know what they want either.
This is not about men.
But I just made it about men.
But this is not about men. This is about women stating that they feel like men are not giving enough. They're not putting their all into trying to holler no more, pretty much. That's crazy.
I don't know. I didn't do this. So
not saying you did, but just to see the narrative shifted now.
Yeah.
Nuts.
This is so big podcast. Ended up leaving my fiance.
How
come?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Did you meet somebody new?
I did. It was somebody that lived in the area, and I got curious about who this person was, and I took it too far, and I acted on it, and then, ended up leaving my fiance and regretted it almost immediately. I actually just left that other relationship that I was in, and I think I want to repair things with my ex-fiance, and I think he does too, but I don't know where to start.
How do you know you want to repair it?
I mean, he was my best friend. I mean, we were together for 7 years, engaged for a year and a half. And I don't know, I just can't imagine, like, meeting someone else.
You've already done that.
I know, but like trying to like build a life with someone else, because the life that we had built was like everything that I could have wanted. I just didn't see it in the time.
I'm wondering if you're not just in a cloud of guilt and loneliness.
I don't know. I mean,
then I would pause on trying to run back and fix this thing. I'm afraid it's going to happen again.
I know that's my worry too, and I don't want it to happen again, and that's why like I'm taking the steps to try and figure out why I did what I did, and I just started therapy last week.
I know, but the bigger thing is you making an ironclad commitment. I'm never going to do that again. And I haven't heard you say that.
Men are not dating women who don't give them. Men are not going to date a woman who's not going to give them. At least a majority of them. A lot of women are surprised by that. Which surprises me. Why is that surprising? Have you met men? Anyway, for a lot of men, that's all they really want from us. There's nothing else they really want or need. They don't care about our degrees, accomplishments. A lot of them think our personalities suck. They can cook and clean for themselves. And love? They want respect. We're the ones that want love. At least that's what I hear. So at the end of the day, this modern age, all they want and respect. These aren't my words. See men say this. I also hear men say, so what's the big deal? You get to enjoy it too, while getting protected and provided for. But if you're not getting protected and provided for, in this modern age of equality and 50-50, it's whack. Maybe there needs to be another conversation. With that, got me thinking. A lot of men don't like women's personalities. A lot of women don't like men's personalities. Women want to be provided for. So if these basics aren't fulfilled, do we see a point in dating each other? If he's not getting it, and she's not getting the provisions, and we don't really like each other, personality-wise, then what do you guys think?
Marcus, let's be honest, we need financial transparency.
Transparency how?
Everything. Accounts, income, investments. I want to see all of it.
See all of it for what?
So I know whether I'm with a real man or just an image.
You're questioning me?
I'm evaluating you. And honestly, your lack of transparency makes you look unreliable.
Then you go first.
You really think I need to prove anything to you?
You just asked for full transparency.
No, I asked you to be transparent.
And you're exempt?
What exactly do you have that puts you on my level?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you're the one who needs to prove your value, not me.
By handing over all my financial information?
Exactly. If you have nothing to hide, why are you scared?
Then you have nothing to hide either, right?
Nice try. You're just deflecting because you're insecure.
No, I'm pointing out your double standard.
You always do this, play the victim. I'm asking for clarity, and you're avoiding it. That's what weak men do.
What's the truth then? That you have multiple income streams and never mention them?
That's my personal business.
But I don't get to have personal boundaries?
You're not in the same position as me. You don't get to have secrets.
What position allows you to hide and still demand control?
You're overthinking everything. I make my money with my own ability, not like you, constantly trying to prove you're something.
Then be transparent.
I don't owe you an explanation. If you were secure, you wouldn't even ask.
I see it now.
Good, finally.
You don't want transparency. You want control.
You're trying to make me the bad guy.
No, you're doing that yourself with your own standards. Someone who demands full access while offering none isn't building trust. They're building leverage.
Marcus, wait.
You don't need transparency. You need someone easy to control.
They're treating you like equals. That's what we asked for. Not only that, but let's be realistic here. If more men offered up their seat, a lot of women would automatically assume that he expects something out of it, or that he's flirting with her. He could be a married man. Or some women would even get angry. Oh, what, you don't think I'm capable of standing up? Men literally can't win. He opens a door for a woman and gets yelled at for the same thing. Men don't owe you anything. And this entitlement here is a big reason why a lot of men don't want to do these things. Because you're expecting it. You're mad that they're not doing it automatically. So what, if a man realistically offered you his seat, would you have said thank you? Would you have been grateful? Or would you have just taken it and not said anything to him? Because you expect it. He's required to give it to you. And the reality is he's not. So enjoy standing up.
Watch how many men get up to allow this lady to sit down on a crowded train. Yeah, chivalry is dead. I'll never understand this mentality. Man, you should always offer a lady your seat, especially in a situation like this. And if they're walking into the store, you wait and open a door for them. Ladies always go first where I'm from. And to those of you asking where all the good women are, well, I'll tell you. They're right in front of your face. You just can't lift your head to see them. You're too stuck in a digital world. Imagine if one of these men were single and they took the time to look up and notice her. And like a gentleman, offered her their seat. Imagine the conversation that sparks. That's where the good women are. Someone who just wants to be noticed with respect and not catcalled while simply minding her business. But no, y'all are too busy looking at other things instead of the beautiful ones in front of you.
And I think modern women have to understand that you can't have it both ways. You've been loud and clear for literal years. Don't approach me in public. It's harassment. And men heard the message and they stopped. Simple as that. And now, for some reason, modern women are confused about why men are not approaching them. You created this situation. And then you're going to blame men for following the rules that you set. That doesn't make any sense. Think about what you're talking about.